has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations.
Nobody here causing any problems, yeah. So, yeah.
And why is it important for you to be here?
What? My dad had a Nazi machine gun pointed in his face, Lee.
Whoa, 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 don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
My parents came to Canada for a better life.
Yeah, but don't touch me.
I lived under dictatorship, and I lived under communism. You don't know how lucky you are to be in Canada.
Whoa.
Your problem.
Sorry about that.
Have a nice day.
What do you think about that? What just happened?
Unfortunately, they've been putting a lot of propaganda. The news has been working and our government's been working a lot of propaganda with the Canadian population, and it's constant. And if people are constantly exposed to the propaganda and the false narratives, I mean, they're affected in different ways, right? So, unfortunately.
For Red News, still in Ottawa, reporting on the ground. And today, my concern went with the thought of veterans about the fact that Prime Minister Trudeau have invoked the Emergencies Act yesterday. As you know, it's the first time in the history of Canada that this act has been deployed. So let's check it out, what they have to say to me about it.
I served almost 17 years. I'm a combat engineer, and I served in Afghanistan in 2010 with the 171 Cav Shadow Troop. I was actually an American unit, so we were Canadians working with Americans in Kandahar. My job was to basically search and find IEDs and explosives, and to make polling stations safe for Afghans to vote freely, as a matter of fact.
I served 3 years. I'm not a combat veteran. I did my time, did my first hook cutout.
I was in the Air Force. I did 6 years.
Well, I served in Kosovo, Bosnia, and Afghanistan. And also I'm a third-generation veteran, so my grandfather stood in the First World War, and my father stood in the Second World War.
I was just under 10 years in Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, based out of Winnipeg.
I would say that's completely typical of the government, right? They use the boys up, throw them away, and as Mr. Trudeau said, we ask for too much.
What I wasn't prepared for, Mr. Prime Minister, is Canada turning its back on me. So which veteran was it that you were talking about?
Why are we still fighting against certain veterans groups in court? Because they're asking for more than we are able to give right now.
So I'm not surprised that they're using it as a fear tactic, right? 100%. Like, I think you're going to be hard pressed to find any rank and file soldiers or police officers that are going to be willing to smash windows out and drag peaceful protesters out of here. So I think they're classic psyops, just like the ridiculous fence they put up to scare people from not coming down, not wanting to support, get guys that are on the edge to leave, right? But these guys aren't going anywhere, right? Not until we're all free again.
I'm disappointed. I mean, you fight for freedom and the rights of every Canadian when you're active duty. And now I'm just here to protect this monument. This isn't just a monument to me. This is the receipt of the freedom that I enjoy every day and putting a fence around it, what is that saying? You know, that's desecration on its own.
And what is your thought of the situation, especially with the Emergencies Act that have been deployed for against protesters?
It's completely illegal. If you read the Emergency Act, there is nowhere in it that says that it can be used for peaceful protesters, right? It's for war or actual insurrection, not a peaceful gathering with bouncy castles and feeding the homeless, and we had lowered the crime rate, so it's just classic left crazy tactics, right? Put fear in and project their own garbage onto the other people, right? That's what they do. That's what they've always done.
Yeah, I think it's completely absurd. And if you look back throughout our history, when September 11th happened, no Emergencies Act was called. When Corporal Nathan Cirillo was killed right here on this monument, and then the attacker went up to Parliament Hill, an Emergencies Act was not called. And now he's in effect called an Emergencies Act on his own citizens, and he hasn't even spoken to anybody yet. So he can't even justify it. It's absolutely absurd.
Well, I mean, I can speak on behalf of myself. As a former soldier, that is my worst fear. To have to use violence against other Canadians. So I'm thoroughly disappointed in his decision. I think there's a peaceful resolution to what's going on here. And I'll quote Prime Minister Trudeau saying, "Dialogue is the Canadian way." Where's the dialogue? Where is the communication, sir? There is none.
I don't see the authority or the reason in the next matter, because we're all 100% completely peaceful here. The crime level since we've been here has dropped 90%, and we're feeding the poor in the streets. We're cleaning up the streets. They're shoveling off the sidewalks, salting it, making sure it's safe for people in around this monument. I mean, this is our monument, war memorial, and it's shoveled off. We've salted it, make sure it's safe. Now we're manning it 24 hours a day to make sure there's nothing, nobody here causing any problems. Yeah.
So me and my colleague all across Canada, we are covering the Freedom Convoy in Alberta, Calgary, here, a little bit everywhere. And if you want to see all our report, please go to convoyreport.com, and in this website you can as well donate to help us with our travel expense and our journalism. Thank you for donate generously.